Hold on. I don't deserve y'all. I don't. I do not deserve y'all. It's ridiculous. I don't deserve y'all. I said, what a disgrace. Uh, uh. Varshay, what's good? Shirley Cheryl. I'm gonna break it down, yo, my name is Sun75. I do things my way, and I don't care what nobody say. It's Throwback Thursday, and we here. I'm about to say something, so listen up, it's clear. Now, know that sometimes life get hard, but sometimes we gotta look up and pray to God. Sometimes we on our knees, sometimes we just clasp our hands. But one thing, I know we gotta get better, man. And it seems like sometimes shit is hopeless and helpless, and sometimes you're selfish, yo. But you gotta make sure that you give a little, take a little, yo, let it bake a little. It's just like the things in the oven, yo. It ain't no time for the pushing, the shoving, it's loving, yo. And I feel a certain kind of way every day. I have to make sure I play by the rules. Yo, the fools want to rush in, but I'm saying, yo, I'm still gushing. That means I'm smiling. I ain't trying to be wilding on y'all cats. Y'all understand what I'm talking about, where it's at. My name is SUNSEVENFIVETWO. That's Sun752. And you know how it go. Yo, Throwback Thursday, let's get real about relationships Thursday. Yo, it's the worst day of my life, but it's still gonna get better. I heat you up like a summertime sweater. These young kids be wearing hoodies and shiesties. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on? You're icy. Yo, it's too hot for that. Something's going on out here, can't get with that. Yo, but everything is cool. Everything is right. Everything is gonna go down the way it's supposed to, so don't bite. Hey, yo, what's up, my peeps? I lay down tonight. I hope so I reap, and it's still gonna keep going down. Yo, do you peep the sound? Yo. Happy people still need therapy. Happy people still need therapy. That's what we're talking about tonight on the Daily Go Get It Business Show. Are y'all ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Happy people still need therapy. The thing is, how do you identify happiness? How do you know when somebody is happy? Do you even know when you're happy yourself? You know, I was thinking about happiness today. I was thinking about happiness today. And you know what I think about happiness? And I'm gonna see if y'all can chew on this bone. Chew on the meat on this bone. You know, the state of being happy is probably the most unstable state and the easiest state to decrease or change or throw off his square. You know, when somebody's angry, it's easier to make them angrier. When somebody is sad, it's easy to make them sadder. When somebody is confused, you can confuse them even more. But you know, when a person finally does find their peace and they are able to get to a place that they have elevated and are able to achieve some happiness, It's not an easy place to be because one bad day can shake up all the happiness. One tragic event can shake up all the happiness. It seems like happiness is a state of instability, and it's a state of instability that hardly enough people ever get a chance to even see. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you understand where I'm coming from tonight? So that's what we're talking about tonight. Happy people need therapy too. Why would happy people need therapy too? Well, I'm gonna tell you, happy people need therapy too, because they have to have some type of encouragement or positive reinforcement so they can stay in that state of happiness. Hopefully, we can elevate and build on their happiness. It doesn't seem like an easy thing to do. People think people are happy because they see a picture. They see a picture of somebody and they'll have like a caption on there that says good times or happier times and things like that. This is a picture. Somebody might have told a joke, or they may have seen a baby smile, or they may have heard or seen something funny. And you talking about that they happy. Just because you take a picture of somebody and they smiling, it doesn't mean that they happy. But the propaganda of the media makes us think these kind of things. Man, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. And that's how it's going down. We're going to get rid of this hardware. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to have this conversation with you. And it's going to be a goodie. We're going to get a little cerebral tonight. We got to put our heads into it tonight. So, Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily. It's the daily go-get-mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talking about happy people need therapy tonight. Cheryl Halsey, how you feeling, man? Good to see me some you. And I want to thank you once again. And you know why? Because you be putting in the work and you also be putting in the love. And I'll just leave it at that. But you can best believe that you are always appreciated. Wait a minute, how they be doing? I can't do the heart joint. Hold on. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, the heart joint. Yeah. There you go. There you go. The hort. Yeah, there you go. It ain't the best heart, but you know what I'm saying. Happy people need therapy too. I'm interested to know how many of y'all would consider yourselves to be happy people. Because you may be a generally happy person. It doesn't mean that you're happy all the time. You know what I mean? And like I said, I believe that happiness is a very temporary or unstable. I'm not going to say temporary state of mind, but I'm going to say an unstable. It's an unstable state of mind. Like anything can happen at any given time and take away your happiness. And it also might be the hardest state of mind to achieve, because in order for you to be happy, certain things have to fit in place. People have to do the things that you expect, that you not only expected them to do, but wanted them to do. And there has to be some timing involved. There has to be a lot of patience involved. And sometimes happiness seems like it's out of our realm of control, but I don't really think it is. I think we just haven't learned how to lasso it. Come here, happiness. I need that. And many of us haven't even been taught or groomed or conditioned to identify it. Do you know happiness when you see it? Do you know happiness when you see it? Because I think I do. But what about people who are happy for all the wrong reasons? Yo, we gonna get deep tonight. What about people who are happy for all the wrong reasons? For example, what about people who are happy because of somebody else's downfall, somebody else's demise, somebody else's bad fortune? You do have people who are happy because of that, but are they happy? Do you understand what I'm saying? They may be happy about what happened, but are they happy overall? We're talking about the general state of being happy. So when you put it on a scale, let's say happy is on this side and every other thing is this side. Is happy doing this? It's so heavy. The happy is heavy. Is it heavy enough? Or is happy like you might get some balance out of it, but in a balance, any side that moves or gets heavier, maybe even the wind blows and you're not as happy as you should be. So that's what we need to talk about tonight. Let me take a little sit down. I ain't gonna talk to y'all the whole night standing up. But yeah, I want to get into this thing. I think that this is a deep concept and I think it's something that we need to talk about. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and talk about it. Happy people need therapy too. The reason I said that happy people need therapy too is because we already know that people who have anger problems need therapy. We already know that. We already know that people who suffer from depression and really, really bad bouts of stress, we know they need therapy. People who have lost people in their lives, people who have been disappointed time and time again, people who have never had a chance to have their expectations met. We know that they need therapy. We know that they need somebody to tell them that it's going to be all right. We know that they need to get it off of their chest, get it off of their heart. We know that they've been holding it in. We know that they've been keeping secrets. We know that they don't want to really talk about it. We know that they fear the unknown, fear death, fear embarrassment, humiliation. We already know that. We know they need therapy. But the happy person, we think, is beyond therapy. Well, with happiness being such an unstable condition, how is it that they don't need no therapy? Maybe it was the therapy that got them to the happy place or happy space in the first place. Maybe, could be, it's possible. You never know. I said, So, I said, so when we think about these things, when we take these things into consideration, what are we really talking about? Y'all see the poll question. We only up to six people, and I wrote the poll kind of fast. So, those choices, those options, but we'll see. We'll see. But do you know, can you identify happiness when you see it? Do you know happiness in a person when you see it? Do you know it in yourself? Have you ever been able to identify it in yourself? Because I'm thinking that our happiness is probably very fragmented. Like you may be happy at home, very unhappy at work. But maybe you insist on being a generally happy person overall. So regardless of how things may be going out there in the world, whether it's at work and your clubs and your social interactions or whatever, maybe when you get back home to your family or however it goes, maybe you are like whistling, zippity doo da, zippity yay. Oh my, something. What a wonderful day. The Mary Poppins joint. You know what I'm talking about. Make sure y'all hit that like button, please. Please hit the like button. hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel, yeah, subscribe to the channel. Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you want to subscribe to the channel? You know, we do this every night. We be touching on topics that nobody else is going to talk about. We make sure we go deep and shit. But if you don't want to subscribe, it's cool. Please, at least hit the like button. For y'all on the phone, tap that screen twice and a heart should come up, and that means that you like the show. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm going to ask you for. I'm not begging tonight. But, you know, I ain't too proud to beg. You know what I'm saying? But really, you know, some people are happy at work or happier at work than they are at home. And a reason for that can be because at work, you know the rules. Everybody has to play by them. You may be in a position of leadership or power where you can make people do the things that you want them to do, or you can accomplish the goals that you set for yourself. And maybe at home, nobody listens to you. Maybe at home, everybody is doing their own thing. Maybe at home, somebody is always digging a hole that you have to pull them up out of. Maybe at home, you have children who are disrespectful. Maybe at home, you don't have a loving spouse or a significant other. Maybe you're lonely. Maybe you go to work. Hey, man, you know, I've always looked at people who work all the time a little bit sideways. Y'all know my sideways look. Let me bring my eyes up a little bit. Because when a person is working all the time, I'm talking about always doing overtime, or if they're on salary, they doing 10 and 12-hour days just off the rip, basically giving the company back their money. Well, I always wonder, these people who are doing overtime like that all the time, you don't have nobody at the crib that's like, yo, baby, you know what I mean? You know, don't work late tonight. You know what I mean? Come on home, let's cuddle. You know what I mean? Let me fix you something to eat. Let's Netflix and chill. Hey, yo, I want to go to this little spot I heard about. You know, let's go. You know, let's take the kids. Go to the movies in the middle of the week. Let's go. You know, like nobody is saying nothing about you doing all these hours. And I'm not trying to speculate on anybody's situation, but you can best believe if I worked all the time, somebody is going to say something like, well, what's going on, my dude? You saving up for something? You trying to buy something? But yeah, a lot of people are more in control at their job, so that completes them. It makes them happier. It gives them a feeling of accomplishment and stability. Where at home, everybody might be doing their own thing. You out here Dougieing. And they Harlem shaking. They Harlem shake. Like, why y'all never Dougie with me? Come on, Dougie with me. Y'all never Dougie with me. Hold on, fuck this shit. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Why y'all never, you know what I'm saying? Y'all never Dougie. Yes. Y'all never Dougie with me. Y'all ain't gonna Dougie with me. No, nobody at the crib want to Dougie with you. They won't Dougie with you, son. My man, Gorilla God King, always coming through with a blessing too. My man Jay Sloan. My man Jay Sloan came through. You know what I mean? Love is love. Kimberly, what's going on, man? What's going on? And Gorilla God King says, hey, hit the Molly Rock next. Do I know how to do the Molly Rock? I don't know. You know, these names of these dances. See, we was Dougieing before it was called the Dougie. It was just a dance that Dougie did. You know what I mean? My favorite old school dance was the Bismarck dance. That was a dance. Bismarck. Hold on, let me do this. Let me do the biz. Let me do hold on. Oh, we used to be. Hold on. The Bismarck. The Bismarck. The Bismarck. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Biz. Rest in peace, Biz. That was my dude. He was a nice guy. That busy. Jay Sloan says, you singing a song. wait. You singing a song from South. I'm sorry. You singing a song from Song of the South is going to make me need therapy. I'm triggered now. Hold on, son. Hold on. Everybody going to be all right. Everybody is going to be all right. That's right. The Biz dance. The Bismarck. Do that my dance. Bismarck. That was my shit. Marvina Bigby says, good morning, y'all. Well, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Thanks for coming on through. I appreciate you. But yeah, so we talking about happy people need therapy too. Happy people need therapy too. And they indeed do. They do. But when was the last time you have experienced genuine happiness with yourself? And I'm not saying that you haven't, because many people have learned how to unlock the happiness level. They have taken on the happy boss in the game. Speaking of game, talking to all my gamers out there, you know they talking about bringing a PlayStation 6 around 2008, 2009? Y'all hear about this shit? That shit got like a 7 gigahertz processor. You see how fast the PlayStation 5 is? Imagine it being faster than that. Are you gonna be able to hit anything? Your reflex is gonna be off the chain. I might, by that time, I'm pushing 60. I don't know. I mean, these old hands, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the controller. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? and also, they finally are talking about releasing Grand Theft Auto 6, GTA 6. But that's a side note. Video games make me happy. I'll be like, I get to play. But now I hate playing against motherfuckers that beat me or to be cheating. But identifying where your happiness lies and being able to go and get that feeling time after time is something that a lot of people really don't know how to do. I'm sure that people who are steeped in depression and don't think that they will ever be what you would call happy. And it could be because they are reaching for something that's not attainable, or they don't know, or they keep taking the wrong way to get to the right place. Taking the wrong way to get to the right place can take extra long, or you can wind up never getting there. You can wind up never getting there. So that's right, Gorilla God King. Sing that shit. Oh, this is for the super chat. 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 Good looking, my dude. Kim's Wim says, Biz was a good guy. He cut me up one time during a music event for a record shop in New York. He cut me up for being so light, something terrible. I laughed until I choked and cried. And you be acting like you only get teased for being light skinned over here. I knew that was a lie. Oh, so Biz can tease you, you know what I mean, for being light. But everybody else get the business. I tell you, boy, it's always the people that's close to you that push you the farthest away. It's always the people that's right here in your heart that are close enough to cut right into it. Ooh, I'm gonna cut your aorta out. Yeah, your left ventricle, your right ventricle, the superior vena cava. Yeah, I'm getting all that shit. You gonna spill, fool. You gonna cut that aortic valve out of here. Try breathing when I do this. All right. What's up? What's that? Airhand? I can't really say your name, and I don't know what you're saying. So first of all, shut up. You know what? I swear the disrespect. The disrespect. No wonder all I really want is to be happy, to find a love that's mine. It would be so sweet. You know what, man? Y'all inspire me tonight. Remember that song I told y'all about a couple of weeks? Well, what was it, last week or a couple of weeks ago? Well, I had wrote 2 songs before then. I wrote 2 songs before then. And I'm gonna sing these songs to y'all and see what y'all think about them. Because it makes me happy to share my creativity with y'all. Now, I know that I don't have the best voice and all that, but I also know that I don't give a fuck. Just know that the melody to this song is, and I think I said this to y'all like maybe 3-4 weeks ago. It goes ba 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 ba. Keep that in mind. So here's how the song goes. I'm gonna do these 2 songs and then we're gonna move on. All right. Now this song doesn't have a title. I haven't titled it yet, but you'll probably get a sense of what the song is about in the lyrics. All right, here's how the song goes. What's it gonna be? It was always you and me. I can sense that something's changed. Are we still together? You're the move I love to make. You're the chances that I take. The last time that I took a chance, I won. I wanna win again with you, baby. Are you here with me? Has our 2 become a 3? I wanna know and I don't wanna know at the same time. Let me know or let me go. I know you and you know me. We've come too far to act like we don't see what's going on with each other. Please don't disrespect. I gotta see you. You gotta hear me, baby. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da da da. Your love is my love, we fit. Please don't roll your eyes, don't turn up your lips. There's a heartbeat in everything we do. Yo, my pride is to my side. I fucking need you. Maybe one day you will understand. Yeah, I got my shit with me, but I am your man. Please give us a chance. Our second time around, like a baby needs his mother. I gotta know. Na 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 na. La da 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 da. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, da 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 da. We outside, yo baby, can you hang? Communication is key. If your needs have changed, I wanna be there. Yeah, right there with you, turning up like the sand in the hourglass. Yeah, you been my boo, spiritually connected, no doubt. Managing these future plans. Check out this rollout. You feed my soul. You feed my thoughts. Let me feed your soul. If you still wanna be with me, baby, let me know. Oh, 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 oh. What y'all think? If y'all dig it, then I'll do the next song. If y'all ain't fucking with it, then I'll just take my talents to South Beach. You know what I mean? I will take my talents to South Beach because I ain't got, y'all supposed to be my people and I ain't gonna be here spitting, you know what I mean? My creativity and y'all fretting. Oh, Jason gave it a thumbs up. Cheryl Halsey says, real nice, son. All right. So let's do the next song. Let's do the next song. All right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Y'all can just check the flow of this. All right. Are we still having fun? Am I the one? Do we still have this between us? I still love you more, but I know that nothing can last forever in this game of cards. Times have been hard. We both know that we have been trying. All things have been said. This is our bed that we've made. Now we must lie in. The money that we've made can't give our love back intact. We treated each other wrong. Just look at the way we act. Your kids are my kids. We sold them love and we must provide. The money's not an excuse to keep our feelings inside. Are we still gonna make a way? Starting today, will we treat each other with value? Now you know how to mess up a really good day. Truth be told, we both know how to turn your love around. Dollars and pounds can't buy what we hold in our hearts true. If we have nothing left except for each other, is it enough? Where are we? I'm here. Where are you? I give you what you need, but who am I really to say? If our bills are unpaid, we don't have much time to play. I really miss your smile. I don't want to see you stressed. We will get past this phase and see that it's just a test. La da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, that's it. What do y'all think? What we got? If y'all dig that one, which one do y'all like better? If you liked either one. Yeah, I mean, let me know in the comments. And as we soldier on, as we proceed to give you what you need and make sure that we got the cuts that'll make them bleed. All right, anyway. So as we talk about our happiness, as we talk about our need to try to sustain and maintain the stability of happiness, maintain and sustain the stability of happiness. So that's why I say that good looking out, Jason. You know what I mean? You know this ain't easy. This ain't no easy shit to do. It ain't easy to do. But I do this shit because I really believe in myself. And you know, when you get the inspiration to do some shit, you do it. You say you like the first one a little more. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. All right, I'm feeling that. And you know, the songs are unfinished. I haven't bridged it. I haven't, you know, there's no real, you know, we have a chorus of sorts, but you know, I haven't made it a song. It's a song written, but it's not a song. It hasn't been produced. It hasn't gotten the engineering and the production that would you know, you understand what I'm saying. Like, I haven't put all of what needs to go inside of it. This is a deja vu moment. That's crazy. Hey, Mickey. Oh, you was hiding in the background like. That's what's up. Oh, all of y'all like the first one. Okay. All right. Interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Now, when I get a real singer to sing that shit, I was actually going to call Kim and be like, listen, I'm about to send you these lyrics. And we going to do this shit again. Fuck that shit. We gonna put that shit on the CD. We gonna make this shit happen. All right, so everybody like the first one. All right, bet. That's what's up, y'all. I appreciate it. So, like I said, to maintain and sustain happiness is not an easy thing to do. You know what I mean? First, we have to learn how to identify happiness. Let me ask y'all something. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being totally unhappy and 10 being totally happy, where would you rate your personal happiness? Overall, we're not talking about a specific event or a person that makes you happy or a thing or whatever. I'm talking about your general overall emotional health. Where would you rate your happiness? I would rate mine somewhere around a 7, maybe an 8. And that might be high, but I've been able to keep that. But it hasn't been easy. Luckily for me, I've been structured or wired in such a way where it's hard for me to concern myself with people who aren't close to me. So as long as you all the way over there, I'm okay. Because I know that I can't fix the total world. I can't fix everything. I can't Superman this whole thing. Speaking of Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Wolverine, the Fantastic Four. Why don't let me put it this way. Can you imagine the good that could be done if superheroes worked full time instead of working at the Daily Bugle and wherever Superman worked and all of that kind of shit? Why don't y'all do no regular saving? Like, why y'all never save nobody from getting stuck up or getting beat up on a train? Why it always have to be on some world domination shit? Why every time y'all save somebody, buildings got to be crushed and, you know what I mean? And it has to be all this mass destruction. Why can't superheroes play small ball? They never want to play no small ball. They never want to be in a small arena, a little intimate setting. They always got to be on a big stage. And I think that's the problem. Because once we get to the point where we need a superhero, the problem is out of hand. Shit that already been toe up. Okay, so Jason says it is not easy, and sharing it when it's raw isn't easy either. Salute. Yeah. But I appreciate it, man. You know, getting in front of this camera and plus standing on stages all those years, you know, that's why this is a lot easier for me, because it's not going to make or break me. If you don't like it, I fix it. You know what I mean? But I have to like it first. Like if I'm like, this shit is garbage, why would I think you would like it? You know what I mean? So I have to present it in such a way that I'm like, yo, huh? This shit is hot, ain't it? Huh? Influence. Huh? It's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Kim says that she's a 6. General happiness overall. Wow. Hey, Mickey says I'm a 5 or a 6. Okay. So you like half and half. Damn, Cheryl. You said maybe a 4. So we all have work to do. Because really, we should all be at a 9 or a 10. That's where we should be striving to go. or striving to be. Of course, that is something that we have to strive for. It's something that we have to work on. But do we even know how to work on it? Like if you are not experiencing happiness because, for example, the person that used to make you happy, and yes, I do believe that a person can make you happy. You know, a lot of people say, nobody can make you happy. You have to, happiness comes from the inside, and you have to, anything can facilitate something. Okay. If gas can make a car run, why can't a person make another person happy? A car can only run without gas if it's electric, and a electric or gas powered vehicle can only move if you push it or point it downhill and put it in neutral. So everything can use help or some type of thing that will facilitate its power or its movement or its ability to do anything. Byron Whitehead, what's good? What's good? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. So yeah, I do think a person can make you happy. So if your happiness or your sadness is coming from the fact that a person that used to really make you happy isn't around anymore, you know, whether they passed away or whether y'all had a disagreement or are separated by distance or something like that, it's an understandable thing, but it's also a fixable thing. It's still fixable. You know, the way nature works, and this is the reason that I talk about balance a lot, because nature seeks to balance itself. In nature, when there's an imbalance in nature, that's when we get natural disasters. That's when we get really terrible rainstorms or earthquakes or, you know, hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis. Like I said, earthquakes, and a tsunami is just an earthquake underwater that pushes all the water onto the shore, because it literally fucks up the shoreline. And yeah. So that's what happens when nature is unbalanced. You get strange weather patterns. That's why when people talk about climate change, they're not bullshitting. It's not a bunch of democratic liberal bullshit. It's not a bunch of scientific bullshit. It still borders on evolution, but it is a real thing. Oh, he says, hello, clown. Hey, welcome, bitch. Yo, what up, motherfucker? Yo, suck ass, motherfucker. What's going on? Thanks for coming through, you fucking. You know what I mean? I can't. YouTube won't let me call you a. But you know, goddamn well, you. But you ain't the only that ever had a dick in his mouth. You just one in a billion who keeps a motherfucking dick in your mouth. But so, like I said, nature seeks to balance itself. So inside of your mind, inside of your brain, you have the pituitary gland, where if the pituitary gland, which is the happy hormone, which is the feel-good hormone, if that is imbalanced, then you get depression. And certain things can throw it off chemically. It's crazy. So when a person is depressed, it's not all of their fault. It's not just a state of sadness. If we allow certain things to go untreated, like a chemical imbalance, then, you know, we can run into really bad social problems. You know, and I'm sure plenty of y'all know what I'm talking about, or can pretty much project with which direction that I'm speaking towards. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to see that. So happiness is something that we have to strive for. And that's why I say that happy people need therapy too. We know that the depressed person needs therapy. We know that the angry person needs therapy. We know that the neglected person needs therapy. We know that the lonely person needs therapy. We know that the schizophrenic person that sees things, they need not only therapy, but they need treatment. We know that people who self-mutilate or abuse others or allow themselves to be abused, we know that they need therapy. But the person over here who has the good job, who has the who sets goals and who reaches those goals and who has a lot, going for themselves, we don't think that they need therapy. But have we talked to them? Do we know? Do we know what they're going through? Do we know where they've been in life? Do we know that? You're not
connected.
I don't know if any of y'all have ever been confused about what you want in life. But if you've ever gone through a situation where you were unsure about what you want for yourself in life, then you can imagine how confusing it can be, or how difficult it can be to try to figure out what somebody else wants. And sometimes we will ask a person, well, what do you want? After we've gone through a series of trying things with them to try to appease them, try to make them happy, try to satisfy them. And sometimes we don't know what to really give them, because what they might want might not be a material possession. They may need something that they don't feel comfortable even expressing. And I'm not talking about a sexual favor, but I'm talking about, you never know the depths and darkness of a person's soul. You never know. But going through your whole life wanting something and not even thinking that you can ever get it. Some people do this with love. They've never really experienced love or true affection. True love, real affection, genuine affection. Some people have never experienced it. Some people have never experienced it. And people who have never experienced it, they have a hard time. Understandably so. Understandably so. But they may be ashamed to ever tell anybody that they need it. So we know people like that need therapy. But the happy person might experience that too. Trust me, this time I'm not trying to diss. But I've seen and known so many women that were like celibate or claim to be celibate, because celibate means that you don't even touch yourself. Like no sex, no nothing. No arousal. I don't know how a human being can achieve that. But even a person that practices abstinence. And I've heard people, like especially people online, announce that shit to the whole world. Hey, yeah, this is my 3rd year, my 5th year, my 10th year of celibacy. And people be like, oh, yeah, congratulations. And they be like, yeah, and I'm so happy because I don't have to worry about nobody cheating on me. And I don't have to worry about nobody controlling me. And I don't have to worry about. I'm like, you just said that you was happy. And then you went down the line of things that you don't have to worry about, which is just human being shit. Just regular social human interaction. Because all of the things that concern you about somebody mistreating you in a romantic relationship are the same things that just a friend could do to make you unhappy. So now I may be off base and maybe I'm a little biased, and I'm sure I am, but I don't see how you can be celibate or voluntarily abstinent and call yourself a happy person. There's a difference between happiness and satisfaction. Because you can be satisfied in a certain area and not be I don't think that a person would practice abstinence or celibacy if they had a healthy sexual relationship that actually satisfied them. Why would you do that? And to have a healthy sexual relationship with somebody, that means that there has to be trust, that there has to be love, that there has to be commitment, that there has to be agreement, there has to be a certain thing that puts the two of you in sync. All bodies don't go together. I'm sure some of y'all understand that. And I'm not even just talking about the reproductive parts. Sometimes some people are not a physical good fit for you. I'm not even just talking about somebody being tall and somebody being short. Sometimes it's not a good fit. And if you've ever experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. Like our bodies really just don't fit. Like it's nothing wrong with you and nothing wrong with me. But we're not anatomically compatible. JW says, love it, dude. I keep dropping in. Just wanted to say hi, man. Hope you are blessed today, man. I'm feeling like a real man should. And I appreciate you coming through. Salute. Andy says, no point in avoiding problems with the one life we have. Make the most of it. Be the best person you can be. Face the problems, solve them, and or learn from them. Make the best of everything. Yeah, but sometimes we have to be shown how to address certain things, how to overcome certain things, how to even understand certain things. You know, it's Throwback Thursday, right? It's Throwback Thursday. Those of y'all who have been listening to music since you were real young, and you ever hear a song that you knew when you were like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and you thought you knew all of the words to the song? You swore you knew all of the words to the song. And then when you got older, you heard the song again, or you saw the actual lyrics to the song, and you like, yo, what the fuck was I saying when I was 8, when I was 9? What was I saying? I didn't know, even as a teenager. Like, remember the song Lottie Dottie by Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh? Well, really, it's Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick, right? Well, Dougie Fresh in the Get Fresh crew. The song Lottie Dottie. I thought I knew all of the lyrics to Lottie Dottie. I didn't. I didn't know all the lyrics until Snoop remade it. I didn't know. I'm thinking like, what the fuck was I saying at this part? Like the part where in Lottie Dottie, where he says, because Slick Rick is from England, so he has an accent. So when he says, use oil of Olay because my skin gets pale, I did not know he was saying oil of Olay. I didn't know that shit until Snoop remade it. Now I'm thinking like, well, what did I think he was saying? And what was I saying when that part came up? Because I was singing the song with fucking confidence. You understand what I'm saying? And there was something else in the song. We'll just leave it at the oil of Olay part. Jason Sloan says, I thought the men all pause was the menopause for about the first month that the song was on the radio. So you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can swear that you know what something is saying and don't. Well, that you can make that same type of mishap, misstep, mistake with somebody, with your feelings or with somebody else's desires. So you think that they want one thing that should make them happy, but you're not thinking outside the box because you're really only thinking about what might make you happy or what might make a bunch of girls happy or a bunch of boys happy. Like, girls love flowers. But what if your chick ain't into flowers? And even if you bought her flowers, is that going to make her happy? You can get what you want and still not be happy. Because maybe what you really want is what you really need. And maybe that has been out of the realm of possibility or out of the discussion. You know, have you ever been in a situation where you were around some people who could not deliver what you wanted or what you needed? It's not that they were bad people. They may not have even been bad to you, but they didn't have the thing in their store that you were shopping for. You can't get a Big Mac at Burger King and you can't get a Whopper at McDonald's. You can get a burger, but it's not going to taste the same. You can't get a square burger at McDonald's or Burger King. Just like you can't get a Big Mac or a Whopper at Wendy's. So in order to get the thing that you're shopping for, you have to know what store has it. So you got to do your homework a little bit. My late great dad, my late great father, I remember him dealing with my younger brothers, trying to find activities for them, things that would keep them out of trouble, things that would keep them busy, things that would enrich them, you know, broaden their horizons, you know what I mean? You know, things that would fulfill them and whatever. So everything from acting to playing an instrument to ROTC, the Army ROTC, I believe was, to, you know, all of those things. And he was wondering why they didn't stick with those things. And so I asked my pop, I said, well, why don't you ask him what he wants to do? Have you tried that? And he was like, no. And I'm trying to figure out, like, well, why wouldn't you just ask them what they want? Were you afraid of the answer? Did you think, like, I'm scared if I ask him what he wanted, he's going to say some old crazy shit like, I want some pussy. I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, but he never asked them. He never asked them. But to my knowledge, he never asked them. I was like, why don't you just ask them what they want? You know what I mean? Shoot for the bullseye. Hit the target. Put their desires in the crosshairs. He was thinking of a general of, you know, like, you know, boys like this, or this is a good idea, or this will help them in the future. And that's all cool. But I'm like, at some point, to get them to the point where you want them to be, you probably need to get them where they want to be. Because they'll probably be more open to blah. Now, of course, at the time, I didn't have no kids. What do I know? What did I know? But I remember one thing. He never asked me what I wanted either. So I'm thinking it was a good idea. Now, if you ever did come to him with what you wanted, he would make a way for you to get it. Probably make you work for it, save up half for it. He was about that life. But nonetheless, you know, we could eliminate a lot of problems. Okay. Jay Sloan says, oh, okay, wait a minute, I read that already. Andy says, in elementary school, I thought the phrase half-assed was half-fast, which made sense to me. Half a fast would be too fast to be good. I got in trouble for saying it, and I was so confused. Wow, half-assed. Half-assed. You know what? I can see how somebody can fuck that up. I guess the people in my life separated the half and the ass so much that there was no way I could get it wrong. They were straight half-assed. Don't do no half-ass shit. Maybe it was the shit at the end. Half-assed. I got you, though. I got you. Yeah, the people in my life, they made sure you understood that they was talking about one cheek. No, I need the whole ass, not no one cheek. But yeah, when you're younger, your ears are trained to hear things in a certain type of way. When you get older, you've had more experience. You've heard from other people. You've learned a lot more. You've done a lot more, and things start to open up for you. Well, it's the same thing when we talking about happiness. It's the same thing. You may not know where happiness lies for yourself, and you may not be around people who are even interested in giving you what you need or helping you to identify the happiness within yourself or something that's even available. And happiness is available for everybody. But just like I said, happy people need therapy too. And they do. And they do. Like I said, it's easy to make a sad person sadder. It's easy to make an angry person angrier. It's easy to make a confused person more confused. It's easy. It's easy to multiply those emotions. But it's not as easy to keep a person happy. Because happiness continues to be audited on every step. So we need to learn how to put the happiness inside of a force field that will help us to understand that no matter what happens, we can still stay happy. And therapy might be the thing that does it. I'm not telling y'all to go ahead and use your health insurance at work and go get some and go dial up a therapist today. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to necessarily go find a shrink, but holding on to happiness shouldn't be so hard when holding on to sadness seems so easy. Holding on to anger seems so easy. You know, it can make you angry just being angry. Like now I'm mad that I'm still mad. I'm sad that I can't shake this sadness. But the happiness doesn't work that way. It's delicate. Like I said, happiness gets audited at every fucking quarter of your life. It keeps getting audited. You still happy? Oh, you got a ticket. You got a traffic ticket. Cops stop you. Still happy? Or you got a ticket in the mail, red light camera, speed camera. You still happy? Oh shit. Your refrigerator broke down. Replacing is going to run you $1,000. Or a good one, you know, you got expensive ass appliances. TV, refrigerators with the internet attached to them. You can see through the damn refrigerator before you even open it. Got a TV screen or a computer screen on the damn refrigerator. Shit like that. But anyway, refrigerator breaks down. Expensive repair. Just when you seemed like you was building up your little nest egg, just when you saved up a little money on the side, you know what I mean, that you didn't have to spend on any bills or anything. Your refrigerator saw that shit. It decided to break down. Your transmission in your car. Oh, you got 3,500? Oh, all right. I'm gonna take that off your hands right now. You driving around in a foreign? Yeah, that tranny gonna cost a bit. Yeah, that nothing like paying for a BMW, Volkswagen, or Audi or Porsche tranny. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. BMWs are such trash now. They make them so trashy. Shit's leaking all over the place. Yo, you got a BMW, lease that shit. Do not buy a BMW, lease it. Because 36 months are the best you're going to get out of it. After that, those repairs be like $5,000 more. I've seen, my neighbor, well, my mom's neighbor across the street, she got like a 2018 850. She had a repair that was 9 stacks. What's a $9,000 repair? Like, what? Car wasn't in no accident or nothing like that. This is general maintenance. 9,000. What if she had to pay that shit out of pocket? And that's just a BM. A lot of people can afford or buy it. There's a difference between being able to buy something and being able to afford it. When you can afford something, that means you can buy it and have money left over, or won't have a problem maintaining it or paying for it in the event that you have a car note or something like that, or mortgage. What? Yo, my brother is on the line. My brother is on the line. Let him shine. Yo, turn your device down, son. Please do that for me. All right, but I heard it first. Don't be letting me hear stuff first.
What? Stop being nosy.
All right.
Good morning, son. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling like a real man should. How you feeling?
I feel like a grown-ass man should.
Oh.
Yeah, so you was talking about, I just caught the glitch, and we were talking about Beamers. And I remember back in the day, when I was working in South Philly, my man had a 5 1/4, and I had a Z24 Cavalier convertible. So we was like, yo, let's go get a tune-up. I was like, all right, bet. This boy go to Bryn Mawr BMW. I was like, you taking your jaw in the Bryn Mawr BMW? Yeah. I said, all right, no problem. I took my ass to the local jaw. My jaw was like 300. His jaw was like 14 and some change. Just for a tune-up all the way around.
Just for a tune-up, right?
I said, that BMW ain't worth it like that no more, is it?
So when mechanics, soon as they see BMW or Benz, whatever the price was for every other car, throw 500, at least 500 on top of that to start. To start, normally BMW repairs started at like a couple of stacks. A couple of G's starting. We gonna start here. Once that diagnostic get finished, you might be like, yo, I'm gonna just go ahead and buy another car. Because for this car,
like I knew this girl, she had an X5. So then we was in Bryn Mawr again, and the boy was trying to tell her to keep the X5 so she was getting this Maserati on. So he was like, yo, you're not gonna get nothing for that Beamer, so you might have to keep the Beamer. She can't say, no, I'm gonna just get rid of it. No, he's like, all right, well, listen, I'm telling you, they ain't gonna give you much for the Beamer, so find somebody that's willing to take that note over, and you can have the Beamer, and you can have the Maserati. Well, a couple months later, she had an accident in the mile. She tore that joint up, and I was like, damn, see, you should have kept the Beamer.
Well, here's the thing. BMWs used to be called the ultimate driving machine. You notice they not using that slogan no more. You know what I mean? But the thing is, the problem with them now is an easily fixable problem, but they don't want to fix it because they really want to make the money off these maintenance costs. They have these turbo engines in a lot of BMWs. And anybody who knows anything about cars knows that turbo engines generate a lot of heat. Mad heat. So instead of the oil pan, the damn windshield wiper fluid and all of that, instead of putting those in steel containers, They put them in plastic. Now, what happens when you put heat next to plastic?
It melts.
That's right. So everything that has fluids, everything from your power steering to your oil to your damn transmission fluid to everything is in these plastic containers or whatever. And you got this hot ass turbo engine, and you've been out here trying to race Hellcats and all of that shit. And guess what happens? Yeah, leak. I say conduct an experiment. Every time you see a BMW, look under that motherfucker if you can get down that low and see. I bet you're going to see something leaking.
Or some rust. You're going to catch some rust in there. Yo, I can't make this up. So about 3 weeks ago, where was I? I think I was in Northeast Philly. Yo, why did the girl pull up to the gas station and try to put gas in a Tesla?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? How'd it go?
I don't know. I was like, yo, shorty. She got mad because
I hope she filled up.
Man, listen. She, one of them pretty things that, they put that skippy shit on in the hills and what you call them and think every man want to try to talk to her. And people was trying to tell her and she didn't want to hear it. So I was like, man, let me leave before she destroy that drum because she trying to put, what you call them. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Ain't nothing gonna happen. All that's gonna happen is that all the gas is gonna spray on her. It ain't no fucking tank. You know what I mean?
I thought this shit was funny. Like I could give you a funny one to make you laugh. So last Saturday, Spirit went down. So it landed in Philly. And they needed to go to BWI. So they caught us before we was going back and asked us to take us to BWI. So I was like, all right, messed around, went in there. Yo, so I'm loading the luggage, I'm putting the people on. So this girl come up to me. All right, hold your horses and ready to listen. She said, excuse me. I said, yes. She said, I paid first class airline tickets to ride Spirit, and I should not have to ride next to the bathroom. I said, ma'am, you walk past all these seats and choose to sit there by yourself. So it ain't dawned on me first until she got off the bus and did something. And I was like, wait, she did what? What the fuck Spirit got first class?
Yeah, they have first class on Spirit?
They got no damn first class. They got extra large seats, but ain't no damn first class. Oh my, they be well, they be
do they have first class on Frontier?
Hell no. That Frontier only give you half a tray. I don't even give you a full tray. They give you a half a tray. You can't even put your laptop on it.
I have not had the experience of riding on Spirit or Frontier yet. I don't know how I ducked it. Oh, I know how I ducked it. I do know how I ducked it. Because they
bring your credit card.
That shit ain't as cheap as it be seeming. After they get finished charging you for everything else except for the flight.
Yeah. Even to go to the bathroom, they charge you $5.
I mean, they just they be like, yeah, the ticket ain't nothing. But that watch you got on your arm, you gotta check that. $50.
Yeah. What? Then they be like, put your bag in the John to see if it fit. Nope, you gotta pay for that. Like what? Y'all go sit your ass down somewhere and then you put that John on up there.
These airlines are bullshit.
So what was your topic today?
Happy people need therapy too. So on so we're talking about. Yeah. All right, but would you consider yourself to be a generally happy person? All right, think about it like this. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being totally unhappy and 10 being the happiest that you could ever be, where would you put yourself? Overall, not just... Really? That's not bad. Yeah. I mean, that's actually really good. 8.5.
Well, let me tell you why I put myself at 8.5. You've been through the struggle and you've been down. And then once you build yourself up, you make yourself comfortable. When you make yourself comfortable, And I'm not gonna say there's no worries in the world because we do got worries every time we get a chance. But it's a thing called comfortable and being happy with yourself. Can't nobody make you happy because if you can't tell somebody how to make you happy, how you gonna know how to make yourself happy? You gotta make yourself happy first.
Mm. Well, what if you don't know how to make yourself happy?
You gotta go lay on that couch.
Well, I mean, one thing is for sure. I've had enough therapy in my life to know that therapy does not make you happy, but it does give you a chance to be able to figure out some things and put you on the pathway to being happy one day. But therapy doesn't fix people. It gives people more understanding. It gives them a platform to be able to express some things that they may have been keeping in. And a lot of times, with the old heads used to say your secrets are your sickness. Because when you feel like you can't tell somebody something that's going on in your life, that makes you feel like you're isolated and that you are standing apart from other people in a negative way. It's like being sick. Or you know how so many people died of AIDS back in the day because the disease itself was frowned upon, and because people didn't understand it, they thinking that you could get it just by being around somebody and all of that. So a lot of people never got the treatment that they needed because after they got the diagnosis of having the virus, they just kind of recluse themselves and they didn't want anybody to know. So so many people said that they died of cancer or hepatitis C before they had the cure for that and all of that. And all of these things may have happened along with the AIDS virus, but you had AIDS. You know what I mean? You had HIV, and then you may have gotten full blown AIDS. But a lot of people died of AIDS because they couldn't tell anybody. And when you can't tell anybody about what's going on with you, you can't get any help from anybody. And that's what a lot of people don't really understand. So that can keep you sick.
So let me ask you a personal question between me and you and your listener. Say you meet somebody and she tell you she HIV positive, but she can't transmit the disease to you or anything. Would you still talk to her, or would you like to?
I would talk to her as far as verbally.
That's it?
I mean, come on, man. I'm not. Listen, I made it through the 80s. You know what I mean? All them condoms and all that shit being scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it was. This is fucking 88, 89. You know what I mean? You go raw with a chick. You know what I mean? You get to thinking about that shit around 1992. Like, yo, yeah.
Go get that. Look.
Tasha was a hoe. You thinking that somebody that you hit 5 years ago is going to show up, and they had us believing that shit. They did. They had us believing that shit. Like, yo, you ain't safe. Even 5-6 years later. Like, what you talking about? So nah. Okay. I wouldn't put myself in that kind of harm's way. I'm not going to judge you for having HIV, but I'm not going to. Huh? No, why would I do that? Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. Because if you get out of the undetectable stage and somehow transmit it to me, I might not react to the treatment the way you reacted to the treatment. And I might not be able to get undetectable, which means that it's detectable inside of me and thriving inside of me, and I'm getting sick and shit. And all of this could have been avoided if, she wouldn't be wrong. She was transparent. I made the choice. So nah, we not playing them kind of games. But that wouldn't be no difference than if you told me you had something that was non-life threatening. Like, well, all I got is a little chlamydia, a little gonorrhea. I mean, I ain't that shit don't kill
I
you.
want that shit. Shit, that shit burn.
Yeah, right. The itchy owie. Fuck out of here. Good.
That shit burn. Yeah, that is going. But no, like happy people go to therapy to stay happy because it's when you could go in there for that 50 minutes or 55 minutes, you could translate and tell what's really like what's on your mind, the things that you thinking, like where would you like to see yourself in 6 months? How would you like to be? Um, couple of like the other things, like it's personal. And the thing about it is like you can tell your therapist anything because they can't tell nobody.
Mm-hmm.
They can't they can't tell nobody at all. So it's like you can tell your therapist is you can just go in there and just be free. Like like mental health is a crazy thing. I'm gonna tell you something. So I remember this young boy named Shadiq. And we used to take him up to Ashbourne Road. And he used to live right there off of 12th and Loudon. And one day I went to go pick him up, and he on the third floor sitting on the roof. And I'm like, yo, like, there you go right there. Like, they calling the cops and everything. I was like, yo, let me go talk to him. And he's like, Mr. Keith, there's nothing wrong with me. They keep trying to take me to go get this medicine. And I tried to save him, man. The boy jumped. He didn't want to go no more. That shit was just crazy. Like, they dope these kids and make them think that these kids got problems and send them up there, to get that medicine and make them come out looking like a zombie and looking all crazy and shit. You be like, what the like? He wasn't like that before he came in.
Well, but it's funny you brought up that situation, and that's a sad situation. But I was going to work in the mental health field for a while back in 2017 until I found out, like I was applying to be a TS worker, and a TS worker is like when you sort of,
I know.
Yeah. Well, but for those who don't know, a TS worker goes into the classroom with a troubled youth or whatever, and make sure that they're not disruptive. And they do activities with them and whatever. It's sort of like a paid big brother or big sister type of thing, but you're helping to mentor them and keep them on the right path because they may have been on a path of negativity or whatever. The thing is, while they were going over what the job entails and all of that, they were saying how they're on this medicine. And it was, the medicine was like Ritalin and, that kind of shit. And I was like, so every child in the program is on this medicine? And they was like, yes.
They try to be.
No. That's the only way they can be sponsored. You see how you see how the game go? Every single child had to be on the medicine. So I asked, well, what's the end game?
No.
They said, no. They said the end game, the ultimate goal is for the child to not need treatment anymore, not need to take the medicine anymore. But the thing is, it hardly ever happens. They just get old to the point where they're not eligible for the program anymore, like 18, 19 years old. And then they have the choice of whether to take the medicine or not. But there were no kids that were at risk that weren't on the medicine. And I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do that job because there's no way that I'm going to agree with all of that fucking medication for a child. I'm like, well, how is this really happening? Well, the thing is that all of these agencies are being sponsored by governmental programs that are pushing the pharmaceutical industry. So that's where the bread and butter is coming from. And I was like, no, that's never going to work for me. Because my activist spirit would have been like, listen, man, I'm talking to the parents like, yo, man, tell your child to stop taking this shit. You know what I mean? I don't need that shit. All he needs is some direction, some guidance, some pride, somebody who believes in him or her. You know what I mean? Like they don't need that fucking medicine, keeping them doped up and shit.
So I'm gonna tell you my experience. So I just had my heart surgery. My baby mom left my daughter with the last kid's father. So the week of Thanksgiving, he asked me to come and get her permanently.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. Just a second.
From and that's not going to work.
Go ahead, Keith.
So he asked me to come and get her. So I went to go get her. So I went to go get her. So I didn't take her to school the next day. So I went Monday to get her report card. My report card said CC, FEE. And they was like, she got a father? And I was like, well, how the hell she get here? They was like, oh, we need to show you something. And she was running the hall, screaming and hollering, doing this. So I had a mobile therapist, a TS worker, a home therapist. She had 3 women in her life that would come and spend the time and do the things that she wanted to do. But it wasn't what she wanted. She wanted the mother's love. That was it. Like nothing, she didn't care about nothing else but the mother's love. And long story short, when she turned 14, it was a wrap. You know what I mean? Like, she stole $20 from my grandma. I was like, oh, here we go. Then the teacher called, was like 8 trash passes missing off the desk. So when she got home, she charged at me. So I picked her up and body slammed her. So now she wanted to tear up her room. Cops came 302. I refused to sit up there. But long story short, we went to court. So, judge said, well, how did Mr. Tyler get the daughter? Oh, I gave him so he could get his apartment. I said, my daughter was living with me when I was married. What you talking about? So my daughter said the same thing. So he went back to her. Oh, I don't know. So now you don't know. Yeah, all right, whatever. See, that's the kind of craziness that you go through. So I was trying to explain to the judge, like, she need help. Like, she really need help. If you send her back with the mom, things is going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, you not understanding. Like, I ain't talked to her for a while. She missed a whole year of school. I'm like, she missed a whole year of school. You was traveling and stuff. So what you missed a whole year of school? Not only that, she had a curfew. You give 15-year-old girl a 10 o'clock curfew during the week and 11 o'clock curfew during the weekend. What the fuck is wrong with you? But say nothing. That's what she wanted. So it's like, so then she go around to my, I beat him. I got my money. So I'm going to tell you how that works. That was funny. So I'm sitting outside. When I used to live out west, sitting outside. My neighbor was like, he's going to your baby mom. I was like, all right, call the cops. So it was funny. The same cop that locked her up was one of the safety loves that showed up. I got my paperwork and everything. She was like, oh, no, you got to go back down to 1560 Art Street. We just can't drop her off like that. How you going to drop her off? And what you going? So that mental thing and that thing, they grow out of it. Like me and her got a good friendship now. She just had twins. Twins will be 3 months on the 23rd, 10 boys. She put my name on the boys and everything. One got my first name, one got my last name. We got a good friendship now. We had to go through the struggles and battles. But I guess you see, like, I never took my foot off her neck. Like, you can't cuss around me. You can't drink. You can't smoke. You know what I mean? You can't do none of that. You do all that with your mom. It's like, so she cuts you like, sorry, Dad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't take my foot off her neck because at the end of the day, I'm your dad. I'm not your friend.
Facts.
I mean,
facts.
Like, you could get just a question. You like that with your how old is your daughter? What, 18, 19 now?
19.
19. Y'all friends or you daddy and daughter?
We're definitely daddy and daughter, but of course I'm a friend to her, but not in the let you do whatever you want to. Since I believe in being friends with your kids, not their peer friends, but a friend as far as having trust and enjoying being around each other. So
right.
But we are definitely father and daughter.
Okay, so you let your daughter cuss in front of you?
She's 19, and she don't cuss, but I wouldn't have a problem with that. Matter of fact,
I just
but
think
she need
that.
a little bit. Actually, I probably would welcome that. You know what I mean? Because my baby don't talk. She don't talk. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with her. And that's a point of contention for me.
Right. Man, just keep doing what you're doing, man. Staying a dad because, like I said, I got 3 grandkids. I'm happy. She moved down to North Carolina. She got her own house. She got her own car. She's trying to do her own thing. You know, we just gotta buy. And I keep trying to tell her, you know, and I just explain to her, like, listen, you know, yeah, going through that with her, I had to get therapy. I had to understand how to accept her and go. I asked the coach, I need to go to therapy. Just like he ordered me therapy. I need because it went from a F and E student to an A and B student.
Okay.
And I, you know, she was getting A's and B's now doing the homework. I ain't even had to get up in the morning. She would fix her breakfast and be on that school bus and be right on time. Like everything worked like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? Like if she wanted to stay up. So I ain't gonna throw her away under the bus. But I'm gonna tell you something. I tell you a funny story. She did good in school. She made sort of kind of like the honor roll. So I did a daddies and daughter date. So we got on the bus and went to New York. I said, all right, we sitting in Times Square. I said, you can pick any restaurant you want to and we could go. I bet you can't tell me the restaurant we went to.
Yeah, I know I can't.
McDonald's.
Really?
Yes. I was like, I came to New York to go to McDonald's, but that's what she wanted. So that's why I let her do it. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I just, you know, showed her things and try to teach her things. You know, like we went cross country on the train together, back and forth. We went all the way to Seattle. She did our Carly. Like I did things with her. Like, you know, try to show her, like, your dad here to support. I'm here to support, but I want you to do it the right way. That way you know what you're getting yourself into. You know, I fought all my life to make it to where I'm at. This shit ain't easy out here for a black man as long as a black woman. Like, real black men and real fathers, man, we ain't out here like that no more. We need to stand up and really take consideration in raising and being a grandparent. You know, I mean, you can't be a grandparent at the age of 35.
And yet you can.
You can't. Fucking, I even try to tell somebody at the age of 35 with it. Yeah, that's just funny. But yeah, okay. But I mean, you can, but yeah,
it shouldn't be that way, like that. But it's I got more than enough examples.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
You know, yes, we do. Because you know, but you got to be happy with the choices that you take and you make out here, man. Like every day you get on there, you had a bright shirt on with the beads on, banging them damn drums, and you would still be banging them drums if I ain't call you off the field yet. But anyway, I'm making fun of you. But you know, you get on there and you happy with yourself. Like you take the one thing I can say about you, you just don't take criticism. You take negative and you take positive. And I guess all publicity is good publicity. How you say it? Publicity? Whatever it is. But you know what I'm trying to say. But you take it all. Like, you take it all. I watched you. I watch you when the people come at you. I watch you when your haters is out here telling you stuff. You know what I mean? I be like, all right, and you taking it. You know, you be like, call it. But we can go at it. And it's like, yo, you know, the bull kind of smart. Like, you don't really want to challenge him like that. But go ahead. You think he just to dump them up on a jaw? Go ahead, call it. You know, and I watched you. You know what I mean? So I can always look at you like that. You know, son is a person that you can really talk to because he's really like understand. Like if you don't know the problem and you don't know the question, give him a minute. He's gonna figure it out. He's gonna go to Wicked Encyclopedia and go get it. Oh shit, no, that's all. We gotta go to Google now. But you know, he's gonna find out the answer for you. So if nobody on this show, if nobody ever said, take a bow, man, I'm gonna give you your roses because you deserve it.
Well, good looking. I appreciate that, my dude. Yeah, I mean, hey, we all got to reach down inside of ourselves and find the motivation that we need in order to keep going. And in order to do that, you have to believe in yourself. You know what I mean? If you know you have a decent product, why wouldn't you try to push it? Well, sometimes you can get discouraged with this shit, or you can talk yourself into never getting started. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna start next week. I'm gonna do it. When I get right, when I lose 20 pounds, fuck all of that. Sometimes you just gotta drop everything and go do it. Because once you get in the habit of doing that, then you're able to present yourself you're able to present yourself more openly time after time. That's where I am with it, man. If you was here in the beginning of the show, I wrote 2 songs. I sung them on the show. Like, fuck it, you gotta do what you gotta do. Some people gonna like what you do, and some people are not gonna like what you do. It shouldn't make or break you. But the question you have to ask yourself, if we're talking about achieving happiness, is do you like what you do? Do you like yourself? Because if you can't even get to the point where you appreciate yourself or what you're doing or what direction you're going towards, what difference does anybody else's opinion make? You already done yourself in.
So let me ask you something. So the Go Get On Busy Self, the show that we're on right now, right? Do you consider as it a job, or do you consider it as something that you love to do to make you happy?
Wait. Say it again.
All right. So the show you on right now.
The show?
Do you consider this a job, or do you do this to make you feel happiness?
It does both. It's a job because I invest a lot in myself. I mean, you ain't been over my crib. My shit is dope. I got three 34-inch monitors here. I got the professional lights and shit. I got lights on light. I got 4 on me right now, and these are the professional well, everybody else is using like a ring cam and shit like that. I don't fuck around like that. I got the portrait photography lights. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? My shit, I got the soundproof in here. I've put money in. So this is a revenue generating channel, but not enough for me to live on. My ultimate goal is to live on this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to do nothing else. And there are plenty of people living off of that shit. So once I can tap into what they're doing and how and their technique, or I don't want to be like them, but I want to be able to eat off of this shit like they do. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. It makes me happy because I get a chance to express myself every single day. And I get to hear, I get not only feedback, but I get to hear other people's trials, tribulations, whatever they choose to share. And there is a certain power in this shit because I watch a lot of other different channels and shit, and I don't see people expressing things about themselves the way that they do here. I'm not saying that they don't say anything about themselves here, but they don't. There's something different about this space. And it's hard to put in words exactly what it is, but there's something there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a job, and it also makes me happy. But it is actually a form of therapy because I don't have to keep shit in unless I really want to. I have somewhere every day. Yeah, every day I have an outlet. So
it is a therapy though. So you do the one thing about your show, the one thing I can understand and really say, like I said, you open up a channel where though that you can really come on and express how you feel and talk about the subject and go back to, go to who you was and really listen and understand it. It's like some stuff is a joke and there's some stuff is, we get down and be serious. But the haters that you got, it's just like I was reading the comments and stuff, and I be on the jump. So how you deal with the haters, though, dog? I mean, how you make you feel when people hate on you like that?
They don't even fucking know me. You know what I mean? You got to understand, they need a place to be able to get their shit off. I don't even believe that they don't like me. I don't even believe that shit. But they want the camera on them too. They want a microphone. They don't have the balls to put up their own platform, so they just come through and heckle. You know, they want to throw verbal tomatoes at me and shit. But what is it stopping? At the end of the day, they came through. They could be doing that shit somewhere else. You know, like when they come through and they be like, it ain't but 16 people in here. Ain't nobody give a fuck about what you have to say, but they're included.
Right.
They included. And they don't understand how the shit works. There are more than 16 people watching the show. Because if you look at the numbers when the show goes off, it's in the hundreds. Sometimes it's in the thousands. Right. So it doesn't, you can't, one thing I learned through comedy with dealing with hecklers is you have to remember that you have the microphone and the lights are in your face. Now, if you're going to let a heckler, if you're going to give your microphone to a heckler and turn the camera and the lights on to them, that's on you. But I suggest you don't do that. Keme, what's going on?
Hey.
How you feeling?
All right. You, fellas.
You already know. You already know.
Good. What's going on?
Good. I just wanted to call in when you were talking about the experimental drugs. That's what I refer to them as, like Ritalin and Statera and Adderall and all those drugs they were using on Black and brown children for a while. You know, there are a lot of studies, documented studies about the disparities that were taking place and how they were using these drugs for systemic inequality to misdiagnose our children and use it as a means to discipline and cause real harm. Because one of the things they never mentioned, and I know you were so far away from this, but I just wanted to add my 2 cents in then. One of the things they don't mention in that, which is sad, is once some of these children these drugs have been introduced into their system, it could take up to 20 years for it to completely leave their system because it absorbs into your internal organs, and in many cases that they don't talk about, some of those children become adults who have internal issues with their kidneys or their livers. And some of the girls have problems with reproduction due to having these drugs introduced into their system.
Facts.
And even now, there are some adults who are being misdiagnosed and given Adderall just from the GP. Like, this is what you need to help you. I'm not saying there aren't some people who have a chemical imbalance who might need these drugs. However, at the same time, I always question that theory because I'm like, these drugs haven't always existed, but these problems have always existed. And people still were able to thrive and move on. Now, some maybe not in the most safest ways, but they still were able to. And there are more people who did it safely without. So why all of a sudden did this drug become the only way someone could survive? And I remember they tried to do that with my kid when he was younger. You know, he's always been very vocal. He's always been wanting to speak his mind, and he's always had a different thought process. Even as a kid, for example, I told you the time, the school called me because they were like, well, we're singing the anthem. He won't say God bless America. He says God bless the world. And he just refused to say God bless America, and they were so upset about it. And this time the teacher was like, well, Americans are smarter than Britain, than English people. British people are stupid. And he's like, no, you're stupid because all people are smart. And what she didn't know was his dad is British. So of course he took offense to it. I remember because of those behaviors, because he was very vocal, because he spoke what was on his mind, because you just couldn't say anything to him as a kid. They felt like, well, he has a behavioral issue, and you might want to give him these drugs. And I remember thinking, are you crazy? He doesn't have an issue with sitting down and sitting still and listening. His issue is the words you're saying, the things you're saying that are inappropriate. And you think because he's a kid, he is just going to be like, oh, okay, this is normal. When he comes from a home where we speak to him as an adult, not that we use adult type things, but we speak to him as an adult. We don't do baby talk.
Mm-hmm.
And so if he has a question about something, we're going to explain it to him. And he comes from a home where everybody talks to him about being, fair to everyone. Don't mistreat this person based on who they are, where they come from, the color of their skin, etc. Although he also comes from a home where there's a lot of Black pride. So because of this, you can't just say anything in front of him, but don't mistake it and think you need to put him on some meds for it. But that was so common. It was an excuse, and a lot of young mothers fell for it because they introduced the idea of, if you put your kids on this med, we're going to give you some money. And
hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, and I know so many of these children now who are adults, and they're just as messed up as my kid. My kid is dealing with PTSD, and these kids are dealing with something else from them being on those drugs, and they've never been able to function as adults. They never were able to live as teens or grow up or anything because their moms started giving them these drugs at a young age, and they just never improved. And one drug led to another drug, and then when they became adults, it became more drugs. And it just made them incapacitated to do anything in the world, and even now. And I'm like, God, I think that is just, I don't know how we could do a class action lawsuit just beat the hell out of people with that. But it's just another sign of how our children were treated. And that's it. I just wanted to add my 2 cents in on that, because you were talking about something that has always settled inside my spirit and just made me so angry and dissatisfied with the pharmaceutical company, the doctors, the government, all of the people who had their hands involved in this total disrespect of people brown and Black. So that's it.
Okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, the thing is now we're talking about happy people need therapy too. The medical industry, or should I say the pharmaceutical industry, can block it can either add artificial happiness to you, where you're really only happy to people who just want to see you sedated, or it can block your pathway to happiness for a lifetime, like what you were just describing. You know what I mean? But a lot of people won't even take any time out to understand that. They don't, because they don't care. It doesn't affect them. Like when something is making a loud noise and all you want to do is all you want is quiet, anything that shuts up that loud thing becomes all right to you, because you're only thinking about yourself. You're not understanding or taking time to understand what's making the thing make that noise in the first place. Mm-hmm. You just wanted to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, true.
So.
And that's hard to do because, like I said, pharmaceuticals put that money out there, and a lot of people put their kids on that stuff because of the money. Oh, he got PSD. Oh, he hypertension. Oh, God. Oh, something wrong. He got a learning disease. Oh, something this. Oh, something that. Oh, give him this medicine and he'll calm down. Oh, that eerie feeling, like when you take that drug, is an eerie feeling, and it gives you like grogginess. It gives you, not able to function. People think that medicine is all like that. Yeah, that medicine is horrible. You know what I mean? Like it's a horrible thing, but like I said, it's for the money. Anything out here for us, they gonna put it out there. Like they will build a halfway house before they build a new school. They will build a prison before they build a new school. So of course, yeah, of course, the medical field is where it's at. Like to me, like I can make you laugh, man. They should have never closed the Barberries. They was gonna do that. Remember the Barberries?
Actually, they had a purpose. The thing is, there was so much abuse that went on inside of those places that, but I don't think that they came up with the right decision to limit the abuse or eliminate the abuse. You traded the abuse for drug dependency.
What is that? What is that you're speaking about? What is that? What was
the
that?
Barberry was one of our local mental institutions.
Okay, I thought that's what it was because we have one here, but it's called Central State, and they do the same thing. They closed the one here and just put people out on the street.
Right, and that's why there's so much homeless.
Yeah. And then they come into these clinics and they tell people to come in and get a shot or get some pills or something like that. Instead of addressing the abuse that went on behind those doors,
right,
they do this other stuff, and it just exasperated the situation and made it worse than what it was before. So, and even now, we still have some people who were patients in that facility for a long time who live homeless, and then of course our governor decides, well, now it's illegal for them to be homeless, so we're going to put them in jail.
Mm-hmm.
So
it just. But every person that's homeless is not homeless. Some people choose to live on the street. Like it was one guy, he used to sit right there on Broad Street. And one day the cop car broke down or something went wrong. And he told her to open the hood and he fixed it. He just did whatever it was to make the cop. And she bought him a meal. And she said, well, why are you on the street? And the one reason he said, going in the house because of me being in service, I think I'm going to kill my family. So everybody homeless is really not homeless. It's amazing how people are really out here today. You know what I mean? It's a shame. It's a shame that, people go through it. But, man, I just want to be happy. I got to get off this, John.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, my dude. It's always a party.
Yes, sir. We gotta get together and go get some hot wings. All right.
Hit me up.
I will.
All right.
Later, sir. All right, peace. Love, peace, and hair grease.
All right. But yeah. So, dealing with trying to generate genuine happiness, sustainable satisfaction, happiness, however you want to term it, whatever. Like I said, man, happiness is a very unstable condition. A very unstable condition. It's hard to compound happiness. Like if you find happiness in something, it's hard to make yourself happier and happier and happier. And I hate to say that it's hard, but there are serious challenges to it. Hold on, we got another call on the line. All right.
You have a call from.
Do your thing, Garado Legends. What's good?
Oh, I'm good. How you doing, my brother, son?
Man, I'm feeling like a real man should. What's on your mind tonight?
Oh, well, I kind of want to piggyback off the gentleman who was talking because what he said, like a vast amount of what he said is true. But I just want to piggyback on that. And also, too, there's a lady, a woman on the show. So I want to, let her talk more. So because I don't want to, hold the show hostage. But I want to spit information that could benefit everyone on Earth, but mainly Black people.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so the pharmaceutical drugs on the drug market is we've been having this since Kellogg when they used to just give us like the general population of America. They used to give us like waste food and then, like the toxic oils, because they say like, we're gonna lose this and we're gonna have to dump it away. But if we could feed it to people, then this is why we have a health crisis.
Okay.
And also too, I love American food, but sometimes soul food is a little bit too chemically, and it's also too not that healthy. Yes. But don't get me wrong, I love collard greens, and I love the mac and cheese. But the thing is, we have to like revolve back to just like, I think that's the reason why a lot of black people have an allergic reaction to dairy is because they're not eating real dairy.
Oh, okay.
So the thing is, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
Yeah, so the reason why children have these problems is because they're not eating a natural diet, because they're eating a bunch of cornflakes, hopped up on sugar, and over time the body doesn't get the proper nutrients. So instead of eating something like, it doesn't matter diet, like maybe some for breakfast, you eat some like maybe oatmeal with milk, and then for lunch you get some like maybe fish, like fish, like with all the toxic fried bread in a batter of oil. Maybe to get some like maybe like some lamb, or and also too for dinner they have a good home cooked meal that's not pizza or like Lunchables. So this all this chemicals is literally making their body have a reaction to it, and over time their body is not be able to be peaked because the chemicals in it will actually dry rot their brain.
Valid. Valid. All of that is valid.
hmm So this is why I know it's difficult for because I'm specifically talking about black people, but I'm okay with everyone listening to it. Is because the best remedy to someone taking drugs is an anti-remedy. So they say like, oh, you suffer from this? I'm gonna give you a toxic drug, and it doesn't work, and it's like, ooh, it's just like laugh at you with the bank when they walk into the bank and cash in, and it's like now I have the anti-serum. So it's like a snake biting you, and then they give you the remedy to like heal yourself from like the poison that they already gave you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand this?
I do.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying, that we need to do more so our kids, like, I mean, we have to let kids be kids because it will be unfair. Because I'm 39. I may understand pizza and all this, like cafeteria, like stuff like that, but we have to take a stance and just like be like, hey, you could eat this garbage like maybe 2 days out of the week and pack them lunches. If not, we need to start an organization so we could come to the schools and give them like delicious lunches, and then we actually use good ingredients rather than something that's been in the back for like 2 years, and then just like, whoa, well, we usually do this to just throw it on like into the soil so it could chemically like kill rodents and snakes. But it's just like, I mean, no one knows that we feeding it to children.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm down.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so I'm down for a way where we could come together, because there's a big difference, because I'm from the Caribbean. My people's from Africa, but we need to actually like go to the root of the sources with the food, because children shouldn't be hopped up on sugar all day long, but they should at least have a little bit of sugar, because it would be like a betrayal to them if we didn't give them some amount of sugar. Maybe like maybe a Sunday or a Saturday on the weekend. And other than that, they eat healthy food and not the processed nonsense, because the thing is, I realize, which you both know, is that like there's like a healthy patient is I'm not gonna make money from a healthy patient as a doctor. So I just like I give you poison, and then I give you like a prescription to counteract the poison, and it has so many side effects. So no, I could keep giving you medication, because like ching, walk into the bank, it's like got him.
What was the phrase they used to say? They create the problem so they can solve the problem. That's the phrase. They create the problem so they can solve the problem.
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just like hook, line, and sinker. Because the food that you eat, it could have to do with a neurological problem. So if your body cannot deal with these fake ingredients that they made from a lab, it could actually go all the way down to your liver, your kidneys, your brain, your cerebral cortex, also to your pancreas. And then this is why we have an epidemic of fat kids, which makes me sad.
It is. They don't give a shit about us. That's what we have to take care of ourselves, and so we have to really educate ourselves on nutrition, our mental state, and a whole lot of other things that will keep us psychologically safe. Because if your mind isn't right, your body can't be right either. The two have to go hand in hand. But there are a lot of forces, deliberate forces out here that are trying to stop that. So you have to be aware and you have to be vigilant. But listen, we got to get on up out of here, y'all.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all.
If you ever have a show about like health and healthy food to like help mental health or like prevent it from eating people eating toxic food, and also to make food that's actually delicious rather than like the over high level of
process.
I think they call it like over palatable food, where just like it could be just completely nonsense, but it tastes good, rather than like food that actually made that's good and healthy for you that actually tastes good. I'm down for it because we need to do a better job at like protecting ourselves from the corporations and a factory, which would just dunk a bunch of chemicals in there, just like do a taste test, and it's like, does this taste good? And like, boom, now you eating chocolate covered turds from like whatever animal.
Well, we talk about nutrition on this show from time to time, or should I say a lot. So, we always talk about eating right and, taking care of yourself. But we really got to go. It's after 4:00. But I appreciate both of y'all. Yo, stay safe. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate your insight and your commentary.
Have a good one, everyone. Stay safe.
All right. Good night. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious July 17th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Chanel Renee, happy birthday. And also Shauna Simone and Shakita Boswell, Alice O'Neill, Lasagna Kiki Ukachi, Lamille Jones, wait. No, it's Badebo, Bolan, Soyemi. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious July 17th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn to rock out. Rock on and do the damn rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and I said go hard, go for yours, and remember, yo, the time I'm trying to tell you how to keep your mind in good shape. It ain't always easy, but it's always worth it. So you gotta do and earth it. And what I mean is that you gotta be in this world. You gotta make it right, yo. You gotta be thorough. You gotta get to the point where you're feeling best about yourself and your physical, emotional health. And can't forget the mental. Don't let them down out your dental. Yo, proverbial knocking out your teeth with beef. And I understand what it's like to be mad and angry all the time, but I still have to say a rhyme. The time has come for us to step up to the plate, and I'm trying to eradicate all the bullshit and hate. But sometimes I have to wait because it's still going down the way it wants to be, and I gotta wait to see a better day, a better thing for me and you, a better vision. I'm trying to make sure I'm going fishing, because when you go fishing, you always have the time to relax. You gotta put the food on the hook and let it cook. And when you pull the fish up and that shit is wiggling, you understand the cycle of life, and it ain't trife. And wife, kids, husband, yo, spouse, I understand what is going down, and I'm out when things get a little bit too rough, but I never run away because that's not the way to be. And the way to see things a little bit clearer, you gotta wash off, give Windex for the mirrors. Understand what I'm saying, never playing. I'm doing this thing right for y'all, no delaying. I'm saying, what the deal? How do you feel? I got this thing, yo, whip a pill. Yo, throwback Thursday, I understand it's that day before, now it's Friday, for real, my man. The 18th of the month, can't front, cancer time, doing that shit. They ain't committing crimes. Leo time coming up on the 23rd. Yo, the Lions kicking on in. The season is, you heard. I want to thank all of y'all for coming through this thing and putting up with the way I sing. And I appreciate y'all letting me sing my song, and I'm going to do that shit all day long because I like to create and I like to be different. I like to do all that shit, and I'll be trying to sift things through the files, and I know that I'll be on the top one day. You just wait, and I'll say, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're with me. I'm going to bring you along. Yeah, we strong in the mental, strong in our bond, strong in the unity. Yeah, the best thing that you find. And I know find and bind don't really rhyme, but I can make it sound the same because I got that game. My name is Sun75. I do things the way I wanted to do, and they sound live. At least I think they do. You know what I'm talking about. Star ONAR. Yeah. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 1 a.m. tomorrow night, and it's the music show. And tomorrow night on the music show, we are talking about the favorite songs of our past loved ones. And I mean loved ones who have passed, loved ones who have gone to glory, those who have gone to heaven, those who have become our ancestors. So we're going to talk about the favorite songs of the people that you know who are no longer with us in physical form. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. So I mean tomorrow night. Well, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it will be tomorrow night because it'll be after 1 o'clock. But anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about on the Daily Go Get 'Em show tomorrow. The favorite songs of our loved ones who have passed away. So, yo, bring your handkerchiefs or whatever. If it goes down like that, it's going to be a good look. You know, we always have a lot of fun on the Friday show, and tomorrow would not be any different. It's just that now it's good. It's just going to be a little poignant. Yo, man, hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. I hope y'all enjoy listening to the show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. I holler back at y'all. Peace.